FinalizingTheFPL.com.
Fantasy Premier League tips and cheats. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're liking my music. I'm back in the studio working on a few new songs. As you may know, I was pitchside at Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium to cover the European champions Liverpool. Yes, it's only preseason, but every factor counts in FPL. I even noticed something in their warm-up routine. What I felt being there in person, it was enough for me to come up with a second draft with key changes to my fantasy team. When I was at the press conference, I asked Jurgen Klopp a question that could have a serious impact in Fantasy Premier League. The transcript of his reply was featured on LiverpoolFC.com, but I have the full audio for you right here on today's video. All the top FPL tips to give you competitive advantage. 40,000 views on the last two videos, over 6,000 subscribers. We did it, 3 million views on the channel. Thank you so much for all the likes, the comments, the positivity. I didn't expect any of it, so thank you very much. Some of you may know me from the fantasy blog at upper90studios.com. My name's Bruno Batista. I've been playing Fantasy Premier League since 2007. I'm fortunate to have built a record of finishes in the top 1% to 2% for over a decade. Last season was my best ever when you factor in the total number of players. I finished 21K in the top 0.3% out of 6.3 million. Today I want to start by telling you what happened at the Liverpool games that made me go back to the drawing board with my fantasy team. I had media credentials for Liverpool's US preseason tour. Upper 90 Studios has been covering top matches since 2013. And whenever I shoot photos, I always choose the side with the attacking players. But Salah, Mane, and Firmino weren't here, so I thought, let me go to the side with the defenders. But within seconds, I realized I made a mistake. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson were nowhere near their own goal. I didn't even sit down. I asked the press officer if I could move to the other end, and he said, yes, I'll walk you over there, which was amazing. He was really nice to me. So now I'm the only photographer there, because it was really hot, there was no shade. I was able to get great shots both games. And what I saw, what I felt being there in person, was Alexander-Arnold's confidence. He was on free kicks. His corner kicks led to 2 goals. Even in the warm-up, he was taking more shots than anyone. All the other defenders had different drills, like Robertson was crossing. TAA was shooting. He was even practicing cutting in from the right and shooting with his left foot. So if he does that in the first game, remember you heard it here first. But seriously, every factor counts. This is a defender doing shooting drills in the warm-ups. So it's back to the drawing board with my second draft game changers. Let's begin by loading up one of my teams from the first draft video, and I'm choosing Sterling 1, 4-4-2. I still like this team, by the way. I've tossed a lot of drafts because they couldn't beat this one. I like the formation and the balance, but maybe I've changed my mind about a few players. The most important game changer has to be Alexander-Arnold because of what I saw in person, but there is a catch. His price at $7 million, he's the most expensive defender in the game. So the first player to leave this draft is Nathan Ake. Bournemouth have good starting fixtures, but I'm putting a lot of pressure on Ake to deliver attacking returns. There's also a difficult fixture against Manchester City game week 3, and I needed him as a starter. So after this switch, I'm way off by $2 million. I have to make cuts that I really don't want to make. And you've heard me mention lateral thinking on the previous videos, approaching a problem from a different perspective. Instead of thinking about which players I want to cut next, I'll focus on the players I want to keep. And these are the players that give me confidence. Salah, Sterling, Siggy, Wilson, TAA, Robertson, and Luca Digne. This is my team core. Now you know the strategy I've been talking about on recent videos, studying strong managers in the FPL community. If the majority of them have a certain player or a group of players, I should consider them in my plan. With these safeguards in place, I can find the right moments to go on the attack using my instinct. So for game week 1, we have to rely on these strong FPL managers to show their teams. As far as ownership stats, I'll have resources for you starting with game week 2. But the great news is the official Fantasy Premier League website has a feature revealing the expert squads. Before last season, I would have never looked at an article like this because I wanted to trust my instinct completely. Now I have a different strategy. I'm approaching it with a more open mind. So I looked at the experts' teams, the ones whose names I recognized, and it was about 6 of them. Once the season starts, it will be around 20 managers whose squads I'm going to examine closely using their team IDs. And these are my notes. Super simple. How many managers own which players? Let's highlight the players they selected the most. Now look at the team core in my first draft. I added TAA a few days ago after watching him in person. So 6 or 7 out of the 9 players with the highest ownership on the experts' teams are exactly the same as my team core. I put out my first draft video before these expert articles came out, so except for TAA when I got back from the games, I chose my players based on who do I trust. I used my instincts, but in the back of my mind, I was already factoring in the expert selections. For example, I like De Bruyne, but are the FPL influencers going to sway their followers towards Sterling? So I had that already. I was already considering this. And in this case, I was close to predicting who their most owned players were going to be even before they did. But that's not always going to happen. I'll cover what to do in this type of situation in an upcoming video. So if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the post notification so you don't miss out on anything. Now I feel more confident about my team core, but I can keep going. I'm still undecided on my goalkeeper. Pope is a popular choice with the experts, but our fixture difficulty cheat sheet reveals a bad start for Burnley. I have Matt Ryan in goal for now. Pickford was my previous choice, but Idrissa Gueye is off to PSG, which might leave the Everton backline a little bit more exposed. The image I just showed you, the team ratings, is from our free fixture difficulty cheat sheet, available only to email subscribers. Go to upper90studios.com, click the fantasy tab at the top, and you'll see the sign-up box. If you have a problem receiving it, reach out to me directly and I'll take care of it manually. Now look at the forwards selected by the experts, Wilson and King. If I was confident starting the season with Wilson and Ake, why not Wilson and King? It takes advantage of Bournemouth's fixtures, and I just built another safeguard against strong FPL managers who might be split in their ownership of Wilson and King. The problem with Bournemouth against Man City game week 3 is still there, but it's a lot easier now. Ake's price was awkward at $5 million. It's hard to find a starting defender I trust at that price, but King is a $6.5 million forward. I can move to Deulofeu, Jota, or even a switch to 5 in the middle with Ayoze Perez, whose fixtures ease up at the same time game week 3. If Vardy gets off to a fast start and Wilson blanks, they're close enough in price that I can make that switch too. But of course, now I'm still short $1 million. I'm settled on my team core. I added Josh King, so who's left? PVA and Zaha. Those are the two positions I can experiment with to finalize my squad. I can either go with a 4.5 million defender and Zaha, or two 4.5 million defenders in the rotation system plus the cheaper Ayoze Perez, or any other 6.5 million midfielder. These options and players are really interesting, so I might cover them on a future video. But my favorite option is to spend more funds on this defender, let's say Zinchenko for Man City defensive cover, at a lower price than Laporte, Walker, and Ederson. And he could also be a popular choice with strong FPL managers. The Community Shield will tell us more about Guardiola's plans for the season. PVA is also another option I really like. I'm surprised at his low ownership. He would provide cover in my team against managers who choose Zaha. Now, when I add my £4 million defender, I'm left with a £6 million midfielder as my final starter. My pick for this position has gone under the radar, but I know some of you already are a step ahead of me with this player, and that is Roberto Pereira. Watford have good starting fixtures, and strong FPL managers might select Deulofeu as a forward in their squads. This gives me a little bit more cover. I remember last season Pereira got off to a fast start in the league. He scored 3 goals in the first 3 games. Watford were unbeaten, outscoring their opponents 7-2, and I'm hoping for more of the same this time around. So this strategy of building safeguards against strong FPL managers, what it does is it takes away the anxiety of the decision-making process. It's almost foolproof because the worst I can do in a bad game week is the same as my direct competitors. I used this system last season, and whenever I had a bad week, instead of falling behind my competitors by like 15 or 20 points, which was completely devastating, I dropped 5 or 6 points. That's like one player score. There's still a long way to go, but this is it, my current team, my second draft. So now for the fun part. At the end of Liverpool versus Sevilla, I went to the press conference with Jurgen Klopp. It was so hot in that room, I was nervous, and you could totally hear it in my voice. But Klopp was really nice to me. He spoke for about 90 seconds, and the transcript of my question and his reply made it on Liverpool's website, liverpoolfc.com. As promised, here's a full audio clip of my question to Klopp and his reply. Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, and Mo Salah were away with their national teams. Are you concerned with their late arrivals, and will they be ready for game week 1?
We will see. So, how it always in life. Would I wish for a different situation? Would I wish to have my whole squad together from the first day? Yes. That happened last time, around about 12 years ago. So I'm used to that, so that players come back later and we have to do the specific things. But the first 2 weeks in a 4.5, 5 week preseason. It's a 5 week preseason until the league starts, but a 4 week until we have the first competitive game against Man City. You still have to do the physical work, but we are really in a hurry pretty much to do that. So we cannot look on the games we play. And again, I come back to that. I know that. I plan the training. I know what we did. I know we are tired. I still want to win. That's how it is, and that's we didn't do that. But the boys, when they come back, they should be a really short break. They should be quick, really quick fit, and then at least physically fit. And then we have to work together. That's how it is. It's not. I don't think it's pretty rare that you play the best football you ever played on the first match day. There's usually development during the season, but we want to have results from the first match day, and that's what we're working on. We didn't change obviously a lot in the squad. Only we have in the moment. Involved, Lallana tonight was not there, Nathaniel Klein was not there, so we missed like 6 to 8 players in this moment tonight. And then you fill it up with the kids, that's nice, that's cool, but it's hard for them as well. And so, no, I'm not concerned, but I know about the situation.
So that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for my next video with key strategies for the start of the season. If you like my songs, they're free to download on the website. See the link in the description. Be sure to follow at Upper 90 Studios on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where you'll get the inside scoop before YouTube. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because this season is going to be incredible. Good at FPL? Join U90 Mini League for a chance to win. Don't forget to subscribe to our email list and get your free fixture difficulty cheat sheet. Click the Fantasy Premier League tab at upper90studios.com. If you're on a computer, it's at the top right of the page. If you're on the phone, it's at the bottom. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Love.